Welcome to Squire Time, the podcast that we are still figuring out.
Yeah.
I'm Caden.
I'm Hanson.
And I am John.
And
Hi, John.
Hi, Hanson. Hi, Caden.
Hi, John. Hi, Hanson.
Hey, Caden.
Look at us, a bunch of idiots sitting around a small table.
And
today we're talking about how to start a podcast because we wanted to start a podcast and don't know how, so we decided to talk about how. We'll figure it out together.
Yeah, so this is like we're marketing this for you, but really it's for us.
Yeah.
Good argument.
So I'm gonna ask Hanson. Hanson, have you ever made a podcast?
Yes.
Yes.
You and me made a podcast.
We did. We had a podcast. We talked about Minecraft.
What's crafting?
It was called What's Crafting. If you guys
if you want to watch 4 episodes of the best podcast of your life, What's Crafting is probably got removed by now.
Discontinued.
Discontinued.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
What is it on? Like what platform?
What's the...
It's on SoundCloud. Right?
SoundCloud, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
SoundCloud. What's Crafting on SoundCloud. I think we did like 4 episodes, and honestly, it was just such a small... There's a lot of people that play Minecraft, but I feel like we were targeting a very small market.
Yes.
If we had said, like, what's happening, and then done, like, a bunch of different video games, we could have hit different markets. Yeah. But that was an issue. That's why with this one, I think we're trying to... Based on talking to me, I think we're trying to do, like, a vast majority of stuff.
Broadening our horizon.
Yeah. Maybe a little too much, but it's fine. Instead of talking about just one thing, we're talking about
literally
everything.
It's the show about nothing.
Yeah.
The hard thing too about doing a podcast about Minecraft is most of the people playing Minecraft are little kids.
Yeah, and no kids like listen to my podcast.
Yeah,
right.
With my morning coffee.
Yeah, no, they don't do that on their commute
it's
to
hard.
work.
Yeah, such a commute to preschool, man.
It's unfortunate.
God, like 20 minutes.
My driver sucks. Pointed at her mom.
Yeah. Jeez. So, like in that podcast that you and I recorded, what are some of the things that we didn't do right, other than the whole choosing a market? I guess. What did we not do right?
What did we not do right? I thought we did a good job on content because I felt like we were because we were hitting the updates. I remember a video or what do you call it, an episode?
Yeah, an episode. Yeah,
what are you gonna call
it's an episode. This is season 1, episode 1 of Squire Time.
Nice.
Episode. So.
And if you want, at any future time, sidebar, if you are ever interested in seeing this podcast recorded in video, just let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can make that work.
We have a YouTube channel. We just haven't uploaded anything in a very long time.
Oh man, and Caden, your job is editing.
Yeah.
And I edit YouTube. Now, you don't do any editing, John, so that's might be a John Boy thing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Wreck your PC.
This is my. I'm pointing at the computer screen for everyone who can't see.
That's his job.
The script here. That's my job.
We're not scripted. What are you talking about? This is all free.
Yeah.
So back to like what we did right. I feel like we did right because we were picking like the updates in the game, and that was something people were looking up at the time.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think the thing we did most wrong was limiting ourselves to one game.
That's true. Caden, have you ever recorded a podcast before?
Nope.
No. Okay, so I hate to like out you, but like
out me.
Yeah.
I'm not gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with being gay. I'm just not it.
For a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons that I don't think I need to go into.
Okay, so anyways.
Let's get into it. Why are you getting
You're like so against it that it feels like you're almost hiding something from us. No. So like from an outside,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, forever. From an outsider's point of view, looking. Okay, so this is what Hanson and I did. Whenever we were recording the actual podcast, we would sit across from one another. And we would have our laptops like out in our laps, and we would like type up things that we wanted to talk about, but not let the other person see what we were going to talk about.
Oh, that's cool.
That.
Yeah,
it's like battleships, but with conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And like
good analogy.
And like whatever our topic was, if we overlapped, if we both had the same thing that we were going to talk about, we would just both talk about it. And if we didn't, we would like ask the other question, like, how do you feel about this thing?
That's true, because we'd take like 10 minutes. We would say, let's talk about, and then like 10 minutes before that, we would just sit across from each other and just type on our laptop.
Yeah, doing research and such. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
because I think one of our ideas is to do Jack of all trades.
Yeah,
where we pick a topic we don't know anything about
and become experts on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh shoot, that's genius.
Or not necessarily become experts.
Like each one of us,
separately.
So like. Or we all pick one together.
We could probably all pick one together.
We pick one topic, and then we all kind of like take 10 minutes to learn as much about this thing as we can, and then come together and see what we can do.
Yeah, come back together. Yeah. No, I like that a lot. Is there a way to make that not vibrate?
That's going to be on Hanson.
So we're trying to keep these videos at like a 30.
Just moving it's not going to get rid of the vibration.
Hey. People not texting me. That's
you could be respectful and just do what I did. Just put your phone on silent.
Or just text everyone in your contacts. Don't text me for 30 minutes.
Pretty much.
So that's another thing. We're going to try to keep these as like a 30-minute time frame.
Yeah,
give or take. Because like if you watch, like we talked about a second ago, Joe Rogan's podcast, they're like 4 hours long.
Trademark Red. Yeah. Joe Rogan's podcast.
That's not a trademark. We're shouting him out.
Sure.
It's a shout out. I think like we're allowed to say Oreo, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Trademark.
So we play Minecraft. Trademark. That's something I don't know. Copyright and trademark. I don't know what?
Anyway, here's my experience on the subject of like giving other people credit from writing things and like quoting people. It's always best to over exemplify rather than under exemplify.
Yeah.
You small.
And it's also okay. So like, Jesus. Okay. Okay. So
it's better to over
plagiarism. Okay. This is the topic that I'm talking about. If you quote someone, never imply that you quoted them. Always say, all right, this came from this person. Even if you just said their name, just go ahead and say it again.
Oh, okay.
So like, same thing applies here. Like. We might not be breaking any rules, but now it's a gimmick, and anytime we say any company name ever, we're going to say trademark.
Marketing.
Yes. Yes.
So actually, that's something we were going to talk about is marketing.
Marketing, yes.
I know we had the What's Crafting, but I don't think we had any...
We did not. We didn't have anything else.
I think we did have Instagram, actually.
Are you sure?
Yes, but I don't think we... No,
we didn't.
I remember making a logo. Maybe I did that
You made a logo, but we didn't get far enough in to make anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with 3D printing, I've done marketing.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any other experience. Now, John, you've done a podcast.
Yes. I am currently running a podcast.
Okay. Do y'all market, really?
Yes.
On what?
We have an Instagram page. That's what we use primarily. That's pretty much it. And then since I do it on campus, because I'm in college, everyone. Since I do it on campus, I print flyers and put them everywhere.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you going to also print out flyers for this podcast?
Sure.
Really?
No.
Don't give me false hope.
I mean, our target audience is not college students per se. Like, sure, if we get college students, sure. But, like, we're not here all students at the same university, and I'm not going to... Where are we going to put flyers, Hanson?
Winthrop? Trademark? Winthrop University?
I mean, I guess we could, but I mean, at the same time...
I think we could hire a poor kid to ride down the street on a bike.
And just...
Sign flippers.
Oh, sign flippers.
Right outside my apartment door.
Yes.
Not my apartment, just my door.
Yeah. All two people that walk past and be like, hey, check out a new podcast. Squire Time.
One of them listens to like 5 minutes. Hey, that's a 50% click rate.
That's true.
Yes.
So I do think we should stretch out into like Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, so I think the platforms for social media are going to be super important. Like Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
If we're going to have a YouTube channel and our viewers, you guys want us to post video content, we can do that. That would be a type of outlet. What other stuff we got? I guess we could do Snapchat.
Snapchat, TikTok.
Yeah, we talked about these things.
Companies make Snapchats?
Companies? More...
hip. Companies.
Yeah, more hip companies.
It doesn't matter. That's the thing. That's the thing that I love about marketing.
True.
That's what I love about marketing. Like, companies are starting to jump onto TikTok because it's so explosive right now.
True, yeah.
Companies are jumping on there and they're blowing up because it's such a
the same logic as talking about what's happening. Like if we had a podcast about coronavirus, I mean, that's what everyone's looking up right now.
But here's the problem with that as well. For anyone who's listening, trying to start a podcast or anything like that, you're also, if you're going to be using that strategy, you're competing with all of these other people doing the same exact thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like starting a gaming channel right now.
Yeah.
When you have people like PewDiePie and what's your guy? We watched him yesterday.
There's a lot. You got Smitty, Trademark.
Don't forget Trademark. Trademark all of that.
You said who? Who did you point out?
Smitty.
Trademark. We've got the Rad Brad Trademark.
Yeah.
You got, who's the guy that you just said, the first guy?
PewDiePie.
Trademark. Like all of this.
That and the mix of people who made like 2 episodes and quit.
Right.
That's true, yeah.
With all these like overflood of the market.
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like podcasts is honestly something that's starting to pick up. I feel like more people are actually listening to podcasts.
I agree.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people talking about them, and you know.
Yeah.
So
in addition, before we move on to a different subject, in addition to the marketing via social media, the place where you publish your podcast is very important as well.
Mm.
Because because if we're doing video content, we post it on YouTube. YouTube is very explosive. Like people love watching things.
Right.
For people who only like to listen, like a lot of people don't listen to SoundCloud anymore, so SoundCloud's probably not the best outlet to put it on. But I would say if you're going to use SoundCloud, also post it on as many other places as you can, because it's free to publish.
That was probably a problem we had with What's Crafting. We only did one.
Yeah. It's free to publish. So for the podcast that I run, I post on. Let me face back towards the mic so you can hear me. I post on Google Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Trademark, all of the above, and several others. So
nice.
Getting on multiple platforms is super important, which we will try to do for this podcast.
What's going to be our frequency?
That's also a really good question. Caden, what do you think?
So, obviously consistency, I think, is key. Mm-hmm. So even if it's just once a week, we just have to make sure, okay, Thursday, 3 o'clock, that's the time.
Yeah.
But if possible, I'd like to do two times a week or even more. Mm-hmm. Like if we could just meet once a week, crank out a few episodes, and then make it sound like we, are
getting ahead of the game essentially. Like
just a good idea, but we just told everyone our plan. So
that's fine though, because this is for them and us,
and we can trademark that plan.
Yeah, and if you ever use
ourselves.
and in the future we're gonna have like merch and everything, and you're gonna get T-shirts. It's just what is our logo for Squire Time?
We can come up with something.
We're gonna have to trademark that too.
Yeah. Also, all our viewers are lower than Squires, which makes you peasants. So thanks, peasants, for tuning in.
And if that hurts your feelings, you're probably not our target audience. So.
Yeah. You've come to the wrong place. You swine.
Yeah, especially if you've come to learn something. Not the best place to do that.
Now, here's something I know you have a lot of expertise in: equipment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do.
So the
Okay.
So the question, Caden, is: if you're going to make a podcast, do you need expensive equipment?
I don't think you necessarily need.
Okay, let me rephrase, Caden.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful, do you need expensive equipment?
I think so, because with a podcast, you don't have video to compensate for bad audio.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like, musical undertone to kind of cover up the background noise of the hum of the fan or whatever. So if you have really nice mics, that I think is make or break for a nice podcast.
That's true.
Thankfully, we have a pretty good mic, but unfortunately, we have just a lot going on.
Yeah,
like I live in an apartment, so there's unforeseen noises, like my neighbor who games and yells bloody murder.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, the room that we're recording in isn't a sound booth.
Exactly.
It's a lot of echo that you guys are probably hearing.
What if we sound booth that
his closet. Then he really will be outed.
We all three men just walk out of a closet. Yeah. Wow, that was a good one. After like hours of being in there.
Yeah, same time next week.
Yeah, it's like after all the talking, it's like blistering heat in there, so we come out all sweaty with our like shirts off. Wow, jeez, that was good Squire time, guys.
Oh man, our listeners are gonna love it.
Yeah, this. You know how you can see when people stop listening or watching a video? This is the time where people just start clicking off. Like, this is stupid.
Too many homo jokes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're essentially saying that yes, you do need.
I think I don't think we need it right away, but I think even if this starts to take off, even in the slightest, I think. We should get individual mics and like compression mics, so it doesn't like my mic only picks up my voice and not yours. And
so that's where it like comes in handy to like do your research on the actual equipment.
Right.
We could work on making that a. I don't know if we could all squeeze in that closet.
I don't know. I was just thinking it'd be easier to sound. I keep looking away when I'm talking about, put like some cushioning to make the sound more crisp.
What are those acoustic panels?
Yeah, they're like foam panels.
Yeah.
So, you put in the not script practice.
We'll be honest. This is scripted.
I mean, not like to the word.
Well, that's true. We just have kind of like topics.
Talking points.
Yeah.
You put practice, and I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay.
Please elaborate.
Beautiful. I will talk about it now. Okay, so you two, you guys both are starting to run gaming channels. Okay, so you guys have
Deliberation room. Not
trademark.
Well,
trademark.
Is a
You're publishing. You are publishing on an outlet. Trademark it.
Deliberation room. Trademark.
Chimham. Go to Chimham.
Trademark.
I am Chimham. Trademark.
Yeah, Caden is trademark. Chimham.
Caden trademark is Chimham trademark.
Yeah. And Hanson trademark is Deliberation Room trademark. Yeah. And John is homeless.
Trademark that.
Trademark.
I have the market on homelessness.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by practice?
Okay, so back on the talking point. You guys both are running gaming channels. You two, right off the bat, have more practice in editing videos and everything than I do. Yeah. So I would say anyone who's expecting to start from scratch doing a podcast would first need to record a couple of test podcasts to get familiar with whatever software you're using, get familiar with how to interview people, how to talk, essentially.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is learning how to be comfortable. Yeah. Because like I think we did pretty good this time, but a lot of times you turn on the mic and the second it turns on, it's just like...
Exactly.
Yeah, I like, you're just kind of like looking at each other, like, say something.
The camera's looking at us.
And that's something that I've, like in my gaming channel, I'm not filming myself for the games I'm playing as of now. And I think that does help a little bit with being able to talk in front of the mic.
Huge.
But I've enjoyed that. But it does take a little bit of time to get good at that.
Yeah.
So practice is definitely key.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And with so I started a series called Why Am I Wasting My Time? It's totally worth your time to watch. And the first one, it's okay. I'd say it got by. But you can tell I'm uncomfortable in front of the camera. I'm uncomfortable being recorded. Yeah. The second one, you see a huge increase. Yeah. But by the third one, I'm totally myself, I think. And I'm able to be fun and talk and laugh at myself. And it's a good time. But but it just required, like you said, 1 or 2 practice ones. Yeah. And so it's huge improvement.
It's super important because, like, the practice that was the talking point. It's got so many sub variables in it. It's got to do with your level of comfort in the situation, your level of experience with the software. You know, just all of the above. Like everything that goes into essentially making a podcast, you've got to know how to do it.
Yeah.
And like, not everyone knows how to do it. So doing your research and practicing is very important. I think.
Like right now, we're just using the free version of Audacity.
Trademark.
But I don't really know how much practice. I don't know what kind of.
Is your cat being tased?
talking to you that, but it sounded like my cat was getting...
Yeah, all of us just in sequence. It went silent.
But I don't know what kind of post-editing there's going to be. I'm just used to videos, really.
Yeah.
But as far as audio, maybe equalize and balance and stuff. But
yeah, and like noise reduction, I think. Because I think maybe even that fan is being picked up.
I can as he points at Hanson's like computer PC. Like
I can do all of that, and I'm going to use HitFilm trademark. That's going to get really hard.
Is it going to be like trademark, or should we say registered trademark?
I think we should shorten it RTM or something.
Registered TM.
Regstum.
So let's go ahead and set things up. We're gonna abbreviate it from here on out. RTM.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. But I'm going to be using HitFilm
RTM.
To we're gonna be using that to. I'm gonna use that to edit because I've got more of the features in that let me do balancing, equalizing, noise reduction.
Okay.
So place or setting.
Yeah, we already touched on it a little bit, but we can continue. We were talking
Let's
about
touch
this.
it more.
Let's touch it more.
Let's get really in it.
Caden. Not to out.
I was just about to point to the closet. Is that what you mean by place?
Yeah. So like,
Right.
So the place and setting. So if you're going to be streaming a podcast, which is a lot harder than just recording, are you okay?
No,
you're
just
sniffing vigorously.
Oh,
okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying. Oh, that's right. Okay, so if you're going to be streaming your podcast, which is a lot harder than just recording and posting later, streaming a podcast will require you have excellent internet access.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, going somewhere like a place or setting that has that
right here
is super important. Yeah, like, we're fortunate enough to have that, but, like, some people who might not have that, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Now, for us, the room that we're recording in right now is not, like, the most adequate, but, I mean, it is definitely, like, we're starting a podcast.
It's ground zero.
Right.
It's ground zero.
Yeah.
That's what we should call this episode.
Ground zero.
Ground zero.
Ground zero.
That's it.
Yeah.
RTM.
So right now, to give y'all an idea, we're kind of just sitting around my PC in my bedroom with my Blue Yeti.
RTM.
I'm getting confused. With our Blue Yeti RTM, just kind of sitting around it and talking, so there probably will be a lot of changing.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, when's your mic arm coming?
Today.
Coming to town.
Hey.
Today.
We should have waited to record this podcast.
Before 8 p.m.
Oh, well, that's different.
And the pop filter will also be here before 9 p.m.
How long have you had this microphone?
This one?
Yeah.
That was right after I got my PC, so about a year and some change.
Your
Give or
cat's
take.
pinky.
Damn.
Okay.
Caden's checking out my cat's binkies.
Well, your cat's on my lap, so I'm going to check out your cat. It's on my lap.
All right,
what's
moving
in
on.
It's a new rap song I call Dibs.
RTM.
Cat on my lap.
Well, that's copyright.
Oh, yeah, that is copyright.
CR. So another thing is topics.
Yeah, so the topic, okay, you can look at it from like, why am I talking the most? You know what? You talk.
You are the one who made the script, so I
did make the script.
I don't exactly know, like...
Well, I'll pitch it,
what
and
you
then
had
I'll let you
See,
guys
I'm
talk
not
about it.
wanting you to talk at all, but you just happen to be the most easy to look at, so every time
You're
I
not
look
wanting
at
it.
you,
I'll
you
just
feel...
shut the fuck up, man.
This may not be appropriate for kids. At times. You
At
should
times.
have anticipated.
Rated M for mature.
Things get heated when we start talking about topics.
And when Hanson
Words will
says,
fly.
I don't want you to talk, I'm not going to fucking talk.
Fine.
No, you're just like right across from me, so I look at you the most. And that obviously in a normal conversation keys up that person to talk.
Yeah.
While I have to, my head.
Yeah, on a
back and
swivel.
forth. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that.
Well, what do you think, topic-wise? We kind of hit on it earlier.
To give advice to other people,
Yeah.
I think there's just a happy medium between boxing yourself into a corner and going so broad that like no one particular audience will be attracted to your podcast. So I don't know. What are some too... Well, your guys' podcast is a good example of something too specific.
Absolutely.
Minecraft podcast.
Yeah, it was far too specific.
Yeah, like I think any Minecraft targeted entertainment should be maximum 60 seconds because that's how long the attention span is of those children.
And it should be childish
yeah.
stupidity.
Yeah, I mean, your hair should be a wild color on the rainbow. Your voice should sound like you've got helium in it. Like, it should be entertaining like that.
But how can you do that without being predatory?
You shave the mustache. That's the key.
That's fair.
Shave the mustache. Luckily, we don't have mustaches, so welcome to our Minecraft podcast.
Yeah. Welcome to our Minecraft podcast. What's crafting?
What's crafting? Gold miners.
Oh my gosh.
My emphasis on the miners.
Oh man, I'm too low on the IQ scale to register that joke without being prompted.
How long do you think a episode should be? We kind of touched on that earlier.
That's hard
For other people. I think it depends on the topic.
Depends on the topic.
And your audience. Like, you just touched on it, like you said, for kids, definitely, like, really short.
Yeah.
Yeah,
while, like, Joe Rogan is a little bit more mature.
RTM.
Yeah, Joe.
And he's talking to people that have a lot to say.
Insane.
Like, he's talking to
like
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Nuclear
he has
physicist.
a lot to say.
He's talking to... Shoot, what's that guy? Why can't I think of his name now?
I don't know.
The crazy old guy running for president.
Bernie
Sanders. Good grief. Yeah,
he doesn't have a lot of
trademark.
good stuff to say, but he has a lot of stuff to say.
Yeah, exactly.
He's running out of time. He needs to get it all out.
You just, like, politically identified yourself hard.
I did it with Bernie Sanders.
We lost half of our viewers early on whenever I outed Caden. We lost another 50% of that 50%. So we're at like a quarter of our viewers.
We're at the best 25%.
Yes,
Yeah.
true. If
cream
you're
of the
still
crop.
here, you're the
the
peasants that we've been looking for.
Yeah. You will one day become knights.
Yeah.
Not in this life.
Ooh, that's another idea.
Religion?
Funding for a podcast.
Oh,
Do
funding.
you feel it's a problem for a podcast to ask for? Let's say you're listening to a podcast, and you get to a part where they say, "Hey, we're looking for money. We're trying to fund this thing. If you like it, go to Patreon." What's your likelihood to go in and throw them $1? 0 to 100%. What's your likelihood?
Me personally, as a college student, 0.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, I don't feel like it works. I've never looked at like a high channel's demographics.
So here's the problem. You have to first, before you try to monetize anything, you have to first get the following base.
Yeah.
And once you have a dedicated following base that wants to see you succeed, then you can do that, and then they're more likely to help.
Absolutely. Because then we could have... We're getting into our podcast specifically, but you know how Patreon has like tiers?
Yeah.
We could name each tier like a different
like swine, peasants.
Swine? You pay $5 a month and you're a swine.
No, it's like it's $1 a month and you're swine shit. And then you can be a swine.
Yeah.
And you're a peasant. And then you're a then you'd be a
commoner.
A squire.
A commoner.
No, commoner. Yeah, and then like I don't know, tax collector. No, I'm just kidding. Tax collector is actually pretty high up.
In the works.
We'll figure it out.
We can flesh that out later.
But I like how you pointed out that John, and by pointed out I mean he typed it on the screen for those who can't see this, and that's everyone except for us three in this room. So thanks to John, he pointed out that the topic can be broken down into your channel topic and then your episode topic, or like seasonal topics.
Yeah.
For instance, like, what do you think our Squire Time Podcast channel topic should be?
Okay, so, like, as we've set it up now, I feel like it's everything.
It's everything, yeah.
Slowly educating ourselves.
That's true.
In different fields. Because one of the subcategories we've talked about doing would be a jack of all trades, where we kind of hit on it earlier, where we would, like, go off to ourselves for, like, 10 minutes and research quantum physics as much as we can in 10 minutes.
We all go into separate dark rooms with our laptops for 10 minutes.
I want to be the guy for that topic that doesn't research anything and just comes in like I
comes in to want to know, like you want to learn, kind of thing. Oh, you just come in.
I'm going to come in with my presumptive knowledge.
Okay,
that would also
we could trade off.
Possibly even be more fun. Is we come in knowing
nothing. Could I just come in as someone who doesn't believe in the moon landings?
That would be fun.
Yeah. Are you someone who doesn't believe in the moon landings?
No.
Okay. Are you?
I don't
believe?
But I'm
you
really
don't know?
good at acting.
Okay, that's cool. Like, I love someone who can play the devil's advocate because that's so important at checking yourself and making sure that am I actually thinking logically? But that's another podcast topic.
Yeah.
On a sidebar, I'm not really sure.
So for you, Hanson, you kind of touched on it a little bit, and I want you to touch on it some more. I want you to really touch it.
Oh, I'm gonna grope it.
Okay, so when we're talking about podcast channel topics. So like, you know how when you make a YouTube channel or like anything like that, you can choose like for people who want to look up a certain topic, you can identify a genre
kind of thing.
Yeah, so you could say like this is education or something like that. Like what would ours be? Do you think?
I think it'd be entertainment/education. I think that's because I mean, when I listen to a podcast, if I don't laugh a little bit, I'm kind of not entertained. Or else the topic better be super interesting. And if we're three guys coming into a topic where we don't know anything about it, there better be humor, or else the conversation is just going to be pretty lame.
Yeah, we're misinforming the public. That's the gimmick in itself.
Yeah.
Meteors come from aliens. That's all I'm saying. Misinforming the public.
What the fuck is a meteor? It's me playing devil's advocate.
Good move. It's a Earth rock. Space rock.
Chestnut checkers. That's
chestnut checkers.
Chestnut checkers.
What is chestnut checkers?
It's a phrase.
Chestnut.
Not checkers.
Oh, I thought you meant chestnut. Like
that's what I thought too at first.
Sorry.
I love playing chestnut checkers.
No, chestnut.
It's a checkers board with a bunch of chestnuts.
Strategy.
Yeah.
Strategy.
Okay.
Audience.
Wait, did we hit on that enough? I don't know if we did.
Hell no,
I don't think we put that hammer in the coffin
let's
yet.
jump back in it.
Yeah,
because you mean nail?
Yeah, we didn't put that hammer into that coffin through that dead guy's face. No, because like I feel like we need to zero in exactly what our topic is. If it is to learn, or our topic is, hey, listen to three idiots learn about something new every time or something. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out
interviewing people, and that wouldn't really be.
I mean, we would still be learning if it's someone who's like has a specialty, like someone who has a life. We could interview someone who has a life, and we would learn something.
Yeah. So what might we talk about that you feel would deviate from that?
I don't know.
As long as you're talking about something,
I think that's
factually, then that's
okay.
Yeah.
So our channel topic is like noob education.
Sure. Yeah.
Education for noobs.
Sure.
Okay.
With a fun twist.
With a fun twist. We're all a bunch of geniuses. So okay, I like that. And then we're gonna have sub seasons. Jack of all trades season, an interview season, a babble season where we just kind of talk about random crap. Like, hey, did you hear about the toilet paper shortage? That kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay.
What else do you feel we need to hit on?
I don't know. I think that was good. I just wanted to. I just wanted to make sure.
Talk some more.
I just wanted to. Well, I just wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I was heard. I wanted to make sure that we really got it. Boil it down rather than just like this broad thing. Like, oh, we're a podcast that can talk about anything.
Yeah.
Because I think that is very rare. Like Joe Rogan Experience. RTM, for example, is a really good podcast that talks about everything. But he's the only one that can do that because he owns the America RTM.
He owns the America.
Is America trademarked?
America?
Can you go to a country? Can you find an island and just be like, this is America?
This is America.
No,
Copyright.
No.
This is America.
Copyright.
Childish Gambino just came in.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
He's like, hey, shut it down.
Trademark. Copyright.
We should learn about trademarks.
We should probably,
because I think we have it all wrong.
This could be a Jack of all trades episode.
I like it.
Learning about law.
So my dad has a few patents under his belt for his job. Yeah, and so he knows he was telling me a bit earlier about patents and how it works in the process, and it's fascinating and hilarious.
I didn't know that.
And
that's incredible.
I don't know anything about patents.
Cool. Yeah, see, I see. So, like, yeah, there you go.
Our
like,
level of knowledge about the subject is vast.
The only thing I know is that the sharks on Shark Tank really want you to have a patent. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, it's important, and also, yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, because you can patent like we're on another topic.
Let's just talk about that on a later episode.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Your dad amazes me more every day.
Me too. You have no idea. I just found out like last year. Last year that he was a detective in Indiana for a while. I'm like, a detective? What? And like, yeah, it's crazy. Like,
just pulling your leg on all this.
Yeah. Well, and I found out that he worked for Rolls-Royce before he worked for his current job.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I'm like, Dad, why don't you tell me this?
We need to interview your dad.
I don't even know where this man was born. I'm not even kidding. He grew up in Wyoming for a certain period of time, and then California and Idaho. Like, he's a mystery.
He said he's not your dad.
Yeah. He's all over the place.
He's an FBI agent that was told to take care of you.
Yeah.
Mission child.
Whitpro.
I mean, I'm sure he's told me where he's been born, but
RTM.
Also, I'm wait, what?
What are we RTMing?
The word born.
Whitpro.
Whitpro.
Witness protection.
Bourne.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Bourne? Would you have to
RTM, yeah.
RTM his name?
Yeah, because that's
the name of the movie. But is the movie copyright or trademarked?
I think
it'd be copyright.
I think it's trademark if you have products, and then copyright if it's like a medium.
I'm sorry.
Can we'll talk about this on
later let's get back.
Audience!
Yes, audience. We talked about
audience.
this a bit already, though. We can talk about it some more. Do it.
How important is it to have an audience? Is it more important to...
Well, I don't want to talk to myself.
Well, no. Hear me out. Is it more important to have the audience in mind or your entertainment in mind? Meaning, like, if we come together and only talk about what we think other people will like, or we come together talking about things that we want to talk about. What's more important?
I think, especially on video, but it can be like seen through audio too. If they're passionate, I'll become passionate.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Because I have seen podcasts where they're just... Because then it's like the news. And I'm not coming to this podcast for the news. If I wanted someone bland staring at a TV telling me what's happening, or a camera, that's one thing. But I want to see passionate people talking about stuff. So yeah, I actually agree with that. I'm hearing you out. That was actually a very good point.
Yeah. Well, I would like to approach the same question from a different point of view.
Okay.
I think it depends on what your purpose is.
Yeah.
If you're doing this recreationally for fun... Yeah. Screw your audience. Do what you want to do. Yeah.
Go find them and
screw them. Grab a drill.
We got like 3 more minutes of this podcast. Let's take it easy. We can make it. We don't have to get to the burger.
Look, we can keep it G-rated. Just hang on for 2 more minutes.
I dropped the F-bomb pretty early.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then
that's a good point.
Yeah, but if you're doing it professionally, you're trying to make this a job, then it does very much depend on your audience and what they want.
Agreed.
So you just kind of have to self-reflect and dig deep and realize what do you truly want from this podcast. You can lie to yourself and say like, "Oh, I'm just doing it for fun," but deep down, you really want it to be successful.
Exactly. This is like Good Mythical Morning. Our team.
Yeah.
They, in their experience, they started out talking about what they were passionate about. But now they have a corporation.
Yeah.
They have a product line. They have like 3 different channels.
They have a cult.
A staff. I think now they are having to focus on what the people want. Because when they switched over to their new studio, people blew them up in the comments. And like, we hate this. This is terrible. Why are you doing this? And they had to make an episode saying, look, I mean, this is just a different direction we're taking it.
Yeah.
We're trying to take what you want into account. But I think they tried to stay true to the let's talk about what we want.
That's cool. Until they got into food.
Yeah.
And then it's just, food just drug them down to hell. Yeah. Eat stupid stuff. Eat some cow balls. Like, that's what the audience is.
Dumbification of America.
Yeah.
But they are also bending to an audience by doing that.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
But they have fun doing it.
Oh,
So you make a really good point, John. And I think just at the end of the day, you have to dig deep, realize what you want, and also, I think there's a spectrum, and you can't go too far on one side of the spectrum.
Because the day we come into this podcast not wanting to do it, I think that's when you're having issues. And you need to reevaluate.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I would say that anyone who is trying to become successful with the podcast or is already successful with the podcast, your power is directly in the hands of your audience.
Right.
They will determine whether or not you succeed.
Right.
And don't get into it looking to become popular. I mean, that is the ultimate goal, but one day we were all just sitting around talking and laughing, and we were like, what if we film this?
Yeah.
Right.
This would be
We
hilarious.
have hilarious conversations. Let's see what we can do with it. We're doing it because we're just three guys who want to talk.
Yeah.
We've even talked about interviewing each other.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in that for content. I'm interested in that because I want to learn more about y'all.
Exactly.
In a spot where, because it's rare in today's society where we can sit down across from each other without phones or anything and just talk to each other.
Exactly.
How old are you?
What?
How old are you?
23.
Cool. 23-year-old, but like your soul's a lot older. You're just
I think when I hit 45, I'll be at that's where I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
I'll be getting into the groove.
I love it. I love it. But I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because y'all are cool guys.
Thanks.
Y'all are fun.
Yeah, this just went too far. I gotta leave.
I'm gonna go back in the closet now.
Yeah, that closet looks pretty nice.
So we're at 36 minutes. Actually, a little bit more than that.
Well, a little... Wait, did you start that time?
Started after we started talking.
Okay.
So we're probably at 38.
Okay.
So I think we should close it out. I feel like we kind of hit a lot of points.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, Caden, recap.
Okay. At the end of the day, follow your heart. I actually am kind of serious about that. If you are able to stay true to yourself, and I mean really dig deep, and it's uncomfortable to dig that deep to find out who you truly are inside, then you can find success in no matter what you do.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that applies to this, when you're looking for a topic, when you're looking for an audience, when you're figuring out marketing, just staying true to yourself is key.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's for everyone to find out for themselves. Not saying that I know who I am. I haven't done it. I just know that that's the key to life.
Yeah.
I think it's something we should do at the end of every podcast too. Each person tell one thing the biggest thing that they took from the episode.
Cool.
That'd be a way to close it.
Well, I'm done. Check.
So humbling. What a great idea.
What'd you get, John?
What did I get out of this?
The biggest thing you got
From this episode?
Yep.
Rain check.
Did you
you
make
go
that
first.
not happen?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, Caden's FBI dad just tried to call him.
You want me to go first?
I would like for you to go first while I think about it.
Honestly, part of it's just... Sorry, he's talking really loud, so we're going to get him closer to the mic. I think the thing I took from it, we had this idea, and an idea is one thing, but once you start to actually flesh out the details, I feel like that's when you're kind of making a dream a reality.
True.
Man, that's so... Dream a reality.
Yeah.
Those are words. So yeah, I think the best thing I got from it was actually nailing out some different little ins and outs.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I would say, as cliche as it sounds, recording this episode with you guys is like a welcome change of pace from my regular life. I would say for everyone out there listening, my regular life consists of, since I'm a college student and I work and I have an internship and everything, I would say I probably work all of those things combined over 100 hours a week. Getting to just take a break and have some fun, record something with you guys that isn't related to work is really good.
Chance to unwind.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Cade's back.
Sorry, I missed.
You just missed the most in-depth part.
Dang it.
No, you're good. So yeah, I think this was a very productive Ground Zero episode 0. Ground Zero, whatever.
Ground Zero is what we will call it. I like it a lot.
Alrighty. Well, who opened us up?
Caden did, yeah.
So you're closing us out?
I'm going to close this, or he's going to close it?
Yeah, could you close us with a prayer?
Alright, everyone bow your heads. Thank you, peasants, for listening to Squire Time.
Trademark.
Look at the laugh spike.
Yeah, Jesus.
Hit it.
Yeah. But yes, thank you, peasants, for listening to Squire Time. Maybe one day you'll amount to something more.
I love that.
Literally,
I love that.